dream go when it is forgotten? Lay down and write your dream in the dream ledger.
It's a hard thing to describe quickly, which is a challenge, but also part of its significance for me, and I think for other people, that it is something best experienced in person. So part of the Velaslavasay Panorama's mission is to present panoramic art, but we do other things that float in between multiple categories of art and entertainment and have an intersection of research and fantasy. The idea was to create a simulation of being in an Arctic trading post. It was also a companion piece on a woman named Nancy Columbia, and she grew up in a simulation of the Arctic because her mother had done the World's Fair circuit and lived in a display at the Chicago World's Fair. So we wanted to offer something that would give visitors their own simulated version of that experience. A lot of our approach is creating almost like a stage set, meaning there's no one right answer for what your experience should be.
Dreams are really important to this film that we were screening. And so it was just sort of a no-brainer to be like, let's have an exhibit about dreams. Let's ask people to send us dreams, choose an object related to whatever someone's dream is, come up with a title for it, and then display them. Generally, museums, they have a lot of objects that are very valuable historically or financially. We're not really that type of museum. For us, it requires taking a step back and letting people create their own stories.
So right now we're in Shenjing Panorama, which takes us to the city of Shenyang, China, 100 years ago. And this is a collaboration with 3 artists from Northeast China. The first time that I went to China and visited the artists, I think I had a sort of back of the mind pipe dream of wow, I'd love to collaborate with these artists, but it seems so out of reach. In China, they're paid extremely well to do massive, large-scale installations. We decided to do our own collaboration and chose this subject matter together as a way of uniting the city of Los Angeles and the city of Shenyang at this critical point in history. I think it's difficult for most of us nowadays to get to a slowed down place. That being somewhere physically in your body and having your peripheral vision enacted, and even sitting side by side with a friend or a stranger taking in these sensations can be the contrast to that type of experience. And so to wonder what it was like to live in this city 100 years ago, not only so far away, but back in time, and to put the focus on people's everyday lives brings people to other places of the imagination.
Panoramas require a lot of space and resources, and so that's a big reason why there are not many panoramas around anymore these days. It's always been a very ephemeral type of medium. Only the select few get to make it through, and many of my favorite art spaces for music, independent cinema, art of any kind have closed over the years due to how difficult it is to exist here.
And, there's certainly been times where it's weighing pluses and minuses of, can we keep this going? It's hard to be a nonprofit. Anything cultural and artistic is really difficult to maintain. But I think what's been wonderful is that each new project and direction that we go seems to lead to new people and new opportunities and ways of re-engaging with people that we collaborated with 10 years ago, that these things just kind of keep folding in on themselves and also revealing new facets of the project. I feel quite fortunate to have been doing it this long and don't want to stop anytime soon.